Blessed be God and Jesus Christ. I wanted to say something here. We're October 10th, 2025. And in February 2024, which government know me because I sent a letter about things in the intel. Unfortunately, the intel has many testimonies up there have 20% of really dark secrecy because that's what it's found of. Secrecy, not sharing. Whatever excuse you have to protect me from all the evil, it's like a circle vicious. You cannot have orange appear over a sewer. And now there's crazy artists that will probably do that tomorrow. That's what's up. Sometimes they're struggling artists close to God. And today the power of the devil is more than 500 years ago when the real church, the Catholic Church, shined. And this is because it's closer to the end. And closer to the end, usually when God intervenes, is not when his people going good. It's when things turn shit and they're getting hurt and killed. He did it before with the old prophets of Israel. They did it after with Jesus, which put Israel all around the map, even more so in Montreal with the cross above the Mount Royal. Unfortunately, the attackers of the God, they changed even the name. It used to call Villa Maria for Mary, the mother of Jesus. How insulting is to change it to Montreal, even not Montreal. Like Ville Marie, they went to Montreal, said it's inspired from Mont Royal, which means the Royal Mount. Can you imagine that? And what that's caused? Well, if you're a young guy that's born when this happened, you live, you party, because when you toss God, you party too much. So, but young, you have time to party, and you're happy. You're like, the church, until it gets you back. That's why you see some people poor, all screw up, which know they're Jesus, and you're laughing at them because they got screwed up. But when people go for God, we all smart. We all say, no, don't use this fucking poison. Don't put secretion of shit there in the almonds. You see the Robert Kennedy, he said it so many times, and sometimes it takes somebody that lost a bit his health to go there, because we talk about what we know. My face is red, I walk, it's a lot of dusty here. I should have washed myself, but like I said, I don't have time. People sell their soul, they don't have time, they all get pushed, they all have to be clean and perfect at the detriment of others. Now, what I wanted to do this video of, I hope you're still there, and I hope you're gonna share that. I used to be probably not asked to share, and I had things 5 years ago when I shared that happened today. They're easily able to be decoded. It took me a lot of years because I was on the go and everything. But once it happens, you can see it. Now, what's this going to serve us? There's two ways. The first way is for people who will see the code that says, fuck. Somebody knew it, but it was a bit coded, just like in the book of Revelation when it says, write it, but don't explain it. In other words, he said it, write it, but seal it until the time. So I did a mistake when I started to share my dreams. I explained them. And I explained them wrongfully because they were sealed. Or at least what I thought from my small mind or my good innocent for God. Once I start to be more evil or Satan or something, you know more in the other word of what really means this can means that in the hiding. The same word can mean that for the first fucking letter and all this. And at least I wanted to share that when I became less good because I wanted money, and then you lose your heart more and more. Just like Jim Caviezel said. Look, Jesus showed him about the gamblers where I went. He said, on his bed, Jim Caviezel said he saw Jesus crying, and he said, look, he said, when people start to pray for me, give me 10, I'll give 9 away. Then they kept 6, then only 1 for other people's. So, and sometimes if the devil knows that you're so good and the way to get you is to not give you, and you'll be more and more and more crazy, more and more crazy. I'll do this for that. I'll start to be more evil because your heart is good. Some other people, more like young artists, they get it more fast. First of all, they're young. They get more forgiveness by God, more chances. Like I said, you come, you sin, The sin hurts you less because you know less and you're young. Just like in this world, just like you get less punished. Yeah, thanks a lot. And then what else? Because we read a lot to devices when we know, even if it's out, even if your Wi-Fi is out. Write in words and in a word where you have a subscription, and go after online. You're gonna see the stuff that you're writing, and whatever they laugh or not because you asked to work for them or not, that's another question. But the question is that they see, even if it's off, they made the computer. Unless you take that fucking modem off, if it's off, it's not off. New cameras can see through stuff, at least color for sure. AI, I thought 5 years ago they probably do it when you type. What can be that sound and that type? All that stuff. But what I really wanted to talk about it is Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens is fighting for about him. I heard talk about him, not Candace Owens, but I will after maybe Candace Owens, because the voice told me she's integrity about her, and I told her before she became Catholic on X or on Twitter, whatever. And by the way, Elon Musk, you're doing a lot of bad stuff. You know, Twitter with the T for Jesus, and now you change it to X. Like, I don't want nothing like against for God, and I don't like this stuff. It's sexual. I don't like it. It smells popcorn. But who has a winner and leaves it for a herbitage? One time I heard, and that works for everybody, not just me. That was going to the fucking washer machine, and I say no to a girl that I had around for a month, but she stole some of that on me, and she had this fucking Dome of Jerusalem, 2K followers on Facebook, Cindy LeMay, she just changed her stuff. She came with fucking license, and I opened my door and open, because my parents died and wanted to talk to a French person, and I was in Vancouver after 20 years. Long story short, disappeared with my data, and then I wrote about these fucking guys online. One of the dreams following for her was this. I was with black people, and they had a belt. I wanted to do boxing, and I defended it against me in Toronto. So there was boxing, they were checking, I Claudia stuff. And I said, hey, that's mine. And I took one. Black people are the shadow government when you see this in your dream. So I didn't know even last year. I just realized. So I took it. I said, I killed one, but I didn't see it. In the dream, it skipped. I said, I killed one, and one ran like this. Now, you see Charlie Point? I didn't know this guy before he died. And I stopped sharing, unfortunately. Well, I'm going to start back. He having this arrow with, even the first arrow is like a belt. I would have said this. Some people who know me in government wouldn't have known that. I don't know. I share it online, actually. I did share it online. I share it on Twitter. Sometimes I delete it, but it's out there. I'm pretty sure it's out there from an abandoned thing. And I wrote it even to her, and I wrote it to them. The funny story is that she ghosted me. And for the first time, before I knew her, I think her account on Facebook went out after Charlie Kirk died for like a week. And I'm like, okay, she closed it. And it came back. And recently she's changed her profile name from the Dome of Jerusalem that always I saw it. And I never looked really back at it because I don't have time. Is now she changed it to a girl on Instagram who has a fucking what do you call the place, fan things, like a prostitute, like a honeypot. So I don't know if it's a joke or not, and it's kind of a red because my computer was there, and I say, hey, I have a dream that they were saying cheeseburger, my last name, it's B and her C. Cheeseburger is good, wherever she was, German, Yiddish or something, good. I told her, she would never fucking tell me. So sometimes you need two people to explain. You received a message, but you don't have the wit. I got hit in the head. Some people knew more. Now I start to know, because after so many years, you're like a retard, finally you know. But the bad thing is people catching up. Now the bad thing on this is that it's almost like when I wanted to be bad, so to speak, or I'd given up. This fucking world and these people that says that Satan is, they didn't even fucking help. How fucking is stupid people of the devil that they would even not one time help a fucking evil prophet above them. Can you fucking believe? And if they say, well, if the devil doesn't give him fucking money, it's a sign. But go fuck yourself, man. There's another shit prophecy of Nostradamus that says that one guy one day is going to come and easy come, easy go, boom. But what's going to happen? The devil's going to say, bang, and then fire from the fucking sky. One time they're going to they're going to fuck with the wrong fucking guy that God loved at one time. And if they're blind and they say, oh, fuck, this guy did this, just like they did, they will excuse themselves by not knowing what he was going through and how much they fucked him, and God will not remember this. Whatever he's gonna be punished and not receive in heaven, that much we don't know. I don't know, but they're gonna fuck a guy, easy come, boom, easy go, and this guy had God, and the fucking place seems like is a prophecy of the warning of Garabandal. Now they kill a GFK. I fucking hate these Zionist communists. And Jews will tell you that Zionists are non-Jews by God. They are not Jewish. They don't practice. They're just like, they're all mixed up, right, through the centuries with Arabs. Some Arabs in Palestine, whatever you call that place, or in Libya, they wanted money they didn't have, or the devil or didn't give them. They even became fucking Jew, so to speak, Jew themselves, because they didn't have money. That's another sign I heard. And they're Arabs. You look at that, there's a lot of them Arabs today, and they were Muslim, their parents before. So what I'm saying here is that these communists, as God told me, the Zionists, they're communists. If you don't believe me, they did it for the Christian in Russia. Now, how fucked up is this, that the people in Russia today, at certain point, and Putin knows I deeply have a brotherly, so to speak, to one sense, and I'll get back to that why. Some people get close to God so much that God gave them the power on who decides who lives or dead, like Putin does in that area, right? The Middle East, even Arab countries. One guy took the fucking helicopter, had a dream, who has the right between live and dead, a bear shack. Now, I was staying like a fucking shack in my last name Bear, but Bear Shack can be also Putin. It can be both. So what I'm saying here is that somebody had the fucking last say about Charlie Kirk. And this dream will tell you who it is. And I will say who it is. And that doesn't mean that I will not talk to that fucking guy one day. But if I would, like a fucking wisdom guy or a prophet, I would fucking tell him, man, you're fucked up. You fucked up. And I can like, but in a good sense. But man, because first of all, it's done. And second of all, it's really bad. I don't like when I hear fucking noise behind me. And it's really, really bad. And this was the dream. After I killed one, it seemed like one went like this. So I went like this after him. And the two black guys went. Oh, fuck, I just realized. That's back then when I was sharing, I was realizing stuff on the spot or right after I would share. It was almost like a blessing of an innocent man that if killed after, God will be justified to punish the others that they knew or not, that would say, fucking knew what he was talking about or not, or how did he knew it so fast after, or he became to know. Just like Charlie Kirk became to know who was the first church, and he got out of these Nicolaites in the Bible, the Revelation, which means a sect, which means Protestant, which means the Protestant of England, which means all the rest after of the Protestant, whatever you call it, Seventh-day. Be fucking careful, all these fucking maniacs, the brainwashed people. You're fucked, man. If you got abused, I'll go open a church and bullshit like this, and I'll let the devil inspire me or not, or do it myself because I was supposed to be a writer, and I wanna control 50 people, and I wanna control so many women and even their kids, or whatever fuck these guys thought about it. Because I had everybody that's reached a certain point, the devil tends with these fucking, it's always the same shit, right? Bad sex to the extreme. But there's one thing that I don't like. And unfortunately, it's the people that were not supposed, I guess, to be rich, and they took the spot of other people. What's happening is that these people like to lie. If I had been truthful, or let's say rich and unjust, I would not have lied. I would have almost healed these people for a bit better. And sometimes artists do that, but today they all have a lot of poison, you know. Like, you had some guys who would party too much, like the painter Jean-Michel Basquiat, but you know that he has something inside him that it's closer to God, and he would be somewhere. And though people will do bad stuff and bad in music and abuse, they would get close to him and feel a bit better, almost like a priest. But he was partying too much. Oftentimes these people, because you gotta be part of the world, they party. I had lost my health, so people didn't like my face, nerve pains and stuff like that, because I tried to kill somebody and it fucked me up in my face after the nose. That's a long story. My fucking life is a long story, crazy. And if you get to... And bottom point is that God wants me to preach, and I don't, because what's good when I preach is that usually people around know it's from them at that time more than anybody else. And that's the gift of the spirit of prophecies. But I was a lot of online, and 2-3 years ago, I got things what I'm doing. You know, I'm doing sport things, and then I'm in the fucking woods, but in the grass, not in the dirty woods. And some guys is 25 years in the fucking woods, and I go visit. Hey, is there buried? Yeah, sometimes, you know. And then when I leave, hey, Jesus, and then I dream about him. He had more skills. Like, I'm talking to somebody, but they knew, because they are hovering, and the government at that time knew me. He had more skills. Now, there's a fucking guy called Spicy Character. Now he's talking, and he got a lot of more subscribers and bullshit like this, and possession like I did. But where I go, a lot of people go after. I started this shit. I started a lot of shit. And maybe where I was like a couple years ago, even though I always push and never have time to think, because outside, and it adds up. After 3 years, it turns bad. And the bad shot the government finally did to me. I had one time to place government in that, and it was fucked up. That I'm not sure, 50-50, because they demolished, but only my room had something. And I had to wait a month for it. So, and it was screw a bit. And another guy says he worked for the CIA, when he said, hey, everybody can go to the embassy and check and reveal our undercover. And he poured that to the CIA, and the CIA didn't want to fuck. They play, hey, yes, and hey, no, hey, no. Hey, it's good, hey, it's bad. They finally sent him somewhere with his family in a poison abandoned place, where they do, because they attack your sense. If you attack your sense, you're busy to heal like that. They know that. You know, if you can't think your sense, when you think about God, you eat better food, you eat better because you get close to him. You eat your fucking sense. The first thing is, you know, get away of that environment. But he couldn't, and me too. After a month, I left. I said, don't give me $500,000. I'll die here. I was spitting blood. Even my gut is fucked. It's 3 years. It launched there finally. It went cough. And when I ordered a tent with my last money, it came all fucking, it was winter. I opened it in the park after 2-3 weeks, and it was all moldy white. And then I thought, maybe it's because I put some shitty caca, literally, picture in my phone for them when they come. And I mentioned it in Twitter. Oh, that's why the shoes are for in a Walmart. You know, they leave it for some people. Go work, you know. They change in the Walmart. And, oh, that's why the shoes are for. So, because I said, hey, I even did this and this. But to go back to Charlie Kirk, so now you know what I'm saying and how God or speaks to me in coded. And these people know this kind of code, you know. They even have a fucking thing too, I saw later on, that says it really means this when you read, you know, between the lines. So after I killed one, it went there, and I was just realizing, because then I'm on a tree. I really checked, I'm on a tree, up in a tree. Just like later, after this dream, there was a bobcat like me. My last name Butoy. There was a bobcat, and her Cindy, there was a cougar, and both of them were fighting. There was even a crow around attacking, I think, the bobcat, somebody said, but it's filming. And crows are known for the, prophets, wherever they turn bad or not. When I turned bad, the Pope released, and a crow even attacked the dove of peace. And the last good Pope, uh, this one is good. Anti-Pope for me, the second one, the one that went with Divine Mercy, like I was doing 2 years, and put in on fucking even Vatican back when you could comment on Vatican on YouTube, and 10 hours on YouTube after working for flyers of that, 8 hours and preaching. He went, he gave that. Some people didn't know about that. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And there was another woman called Maria Divine Mercy. I took my name, Divine Mercy, and then on YouTube I put it in my page. Back then you could have pages and talk whatever you want to talk on your page, and see the count under, and there was 300 visits per day. And I put about the Divine Mercy with a picture of the saint and all that stuff. Now, to get back to Charlie Kirk, for people who don't know about Catholic Church, the Divine Mercy, what's important about the Catholic Church is the first church. So if God wanted to put a church there, and Jesus, and you already believe, I'll skip to that point that you already believe in, but you don't know the church. It's the first one. So you stay to the roots. Whatever it's divided, it's not good. And people started to divide it because they wanted power. That's all. That's all there is. It's not because, they have some difference in thinking. That's all a fucking excuse. What's the origin of splitting from where it started with Jesus and the first apostle? What's the people that split there? They don't. If something was bad, they keep and they try to change, but they split. And the Church of England, with all these women as kings and Elizabeth, whatever, they're fucking hand to hand with these communist Zionists, especially after the Israel. Now, I saw God's face. I mean, I saw God, the Holy Spirit. Am I a Jew? Oh yeah, my body's called like to be like the Jews' Torah. Honestly, like I remember when I was on it after Jesus, a friend visited me. There was, and I said, I wouldn't sit or in a chair if I thought the woman had the blood stuff like they do today. Even the husband will not touch the woman until this is over. So, and it's good. You see, their skin are so white in a good matter. I mean, if they were black, I guess black in a good matter, right? Not like mine. So I lost my way. At least I can eat. It doesn't enter. I can eat pork. If you can eat pork, that's fine. It means like you're probably a hard worker. God calls you to have a family. Maybe not a prophet, and you can eat that because you know less. You're less clean than God. But hey, for you, maybe you're better than me. So it's just like, let's say, a Lamborghini. Somebody was supposed to get a Lamborghini. You're supposed to get a Audi or a Toyota, a cheap car. If God gives me this, but I'm not good, but you're taking care of this car, and I don't care, it starts to rust and everything, or bad tires and everything, but you take care of that, you're better than me, even if you know less. In that instance, you work. So Charlie Kirk goes there. And look how they feed people, man, with fucking shellac, which is a sticky secretion of bugs in candies for kids. Candies are the fruits of the devil. Like sweet, but the fruit of the devil. So the fruit of the devil. And it's funny because the karate guy, I don't watch these guys online, but it came in my feed. And I told him yesterday, I said, what is this about? He said, I'll just make friends, And I think that's what it is, because I spoke about him, and he starts to get possessed like that, because after a while you do it too long, he just a piece of shit like that, just like sports. And I had other dream about other people like this, like my RCMP friend, hey, that's you now, a TikTok, a guy in the same fucking school. He does video with a joke, and I think it's about that. And he's muscular more than people, just like he was. And in one video, he had a dad. He only had... Somehow, I don't know why, it came in my feed. Wherever I checked the school, and it came there, or that's it. And then I kind of relate both, even in the kid stuff, which I heard no. But I was curious to see how much. I want people to know. And unfortunately, a lot of people will know, just like me, I was, and still want more and not be good. But But it's better than lie to people, because when you lie to people, there's a group, a communist group, that lie to people until they get fucked, just like I got fucked. Tell me who is God. You want to be rich with the real God. Jesus, the Catholic Church. Even though the Catholic Church says don't be rich, if at least let the fucking truth shine. Don't be a fucking racist. What's your problem? You want to be fucking evil, let the truth shine. You want to make money? Make money with fucking Catholics and assume you fucking have balls to say, I know the truth, it's the Catholic Church. Don't touch it. I'm not a good Christian. I know it's the truth. Let the people know too. I'm making money. Why? You're scared that people will more and more and say, hey, get the fuck out. You're making too much money. Then assume your fucking self. Have balls to say, man, I'm making money and I'm going to hell. Have these balls to not fucking pretend and feed upon the energy of people you're lying to, who really search God, the orphan, the woman who doesn't have nobody, like the Bible said, the old prophets. You're pressuring people. Now the communists that came, the Jewish Zionists that says, how the fuck the Christian went so good? In the Bible it says, the first book of Acts, they help each other, they give each other stuff. And I'm sure that Mark says, fuck, how did he became so well? And they check that, and he says, well, let's do it for the fucking states, man. I'm a Zionist or I'm a Satanist, because there's a lot of video out there that he was a Satanist, he was doing black stuff. So Russia